Boston. Boston is in the building. What's popping with you? Let's get this thing started. I want to let everybody know we have a dope show tonight. It is the most hated yet anticipated Mikey T, the movie star, and I am here with you guys for a breaking news update. Everybody knows Lloyd Banks' new album is out, The Course of the Inevitable. It's out right now. A lot of you guys have actually probably grabbed it off of iTunes. It seems to be doing pretty well on the iTunes charts. But we have some news to speak out about from this album. We're going to get into it tonight. Banks is back. Easy Murder said, appreciate you for tuning in. Reality check. Banks is the GOAT. Lloyd Banks is back, you guys. Everybody on Instagram, hit the link in my bio right now and come join us on YouTube. We're just getting started on the YouTube live tonight, you guys. So everybody that's on IG, head over to YouTube, hit the link in my bio right now. All right. So, yep, I was just doing a simulcast for a second over on the gram. Appreciate everybody tapping in tonight. Share this video. Hit that like button on your way in. We got to talk tonight, you guys. We got to talk. We're talking about some G Unit shit tonight, you guys. Steve, appreciate you for tapping in. Queens forever. Memphis, Tennessee on the tap in. Major salute. Hill Power says, or High Power, excuse me, says, Lloyd Banks was always my favorite G Unit member. When it comes to bars or wordplay, he was the man. 50, Buck, Yayo, or even Game wasn't effing with Banks lyrically. High Power says that his favorite member of G Unit was actually Lloyd Banks. Banks wasn't my favorite member of G Unit, but I mean, he was obviously a notable member. You know, he came out and had such strong album sales for his debut album, The Hunger for More, that it was hard to really not consider him one of the biggest artists in the scene, you know? So right now, with this new album, he's dropped The Course of the Inevitable. It's pretty obvious to me that he's going to get quite a bit of support. You know, maybe not necessarily from the industry, maybe not necessarily from the record labels, but from the people that have known him and the people that have gone to see him over the years. I mean, my guy from out here in Connecticut at the 444 Lounge, my dude Murda, who owns the nightclub, he actually had Banks out in 2019. It was it was 2019. And Banks brought a considerable crowd out. Banks actually had a line of people that wanted to meet him after the show. So the fact that Banks is putting out his first album in 10 years and we're seeing the reception that he's getting from it, he's getting quite a good reception if you look at the iTunes charts and you just look at the overall reception for the album online, man. Banks actually posted some shit with actually Travis Scott playing his album. Hello? Banks actually posted some shit with Travis Scott actually playing his album. Excuse me, guys. What up, Jay Dell? Respect on the tune in tonight. Everybody share this video. Share this video. Banks, the 10-year comeback. Appreciate you, man. Yep, Lloyd Banks had posted it. Lloyd Banks had actually posted it on his story that maybe even on his actual IG, I wouldn't doubt that Travis Scott was actually showing him some love. And another person that is showing Lloyd Banks some love is actually Bang'em Smurf. Another person that's actually showing Banks some love is the ex-goon of 50 Cent, Bang'em Smurf. You know, Bang'em Smurf has done quite a few interviews speaking on how much love and respect he had for Banks. Back in the day, Bang'em would actually pair domination, free domination, to rap off with Lloyd Banks. Domination and Lloyd Banks rapping off for money. A lot of the times it was a draw, though. A lot of the times it was a draw. High Power says that J. Cole also supported him. You see, Everybody in the industry hasn't forgotten about Lloyd Banks, especially talented people in the industry. High Power is saying J. Cole. I personally saw Travis Scott, you know what I mean? He was playing it while it looked like he was in the airport or something like that. So Banks's music is getting some rotation, you know. Gordo says, y'all got to do due diligence to really speak on the Banks and 50. Gordo Blue, yes, maybe if you would have watched my video last night, you would have saw the breakdown. One and done. I was trying to answer your question. Sorry about that, my dude. What's the name of the album? The name of the album is The Course of the Inevitable. That's the name of Lloyd Banks's new album. Go check it out. I was actually listening to it just before the stream. I think it's a high-powered album. You know, you can really hear the growth in Lloyd Banks on the album. He's even mentioning the fact on one of the first couple tracks, he's actually, I think it was Propane, he's actually mentioning the fact that he knows he's been gone for a while. He's not letting that, you know what I mean? He's not letting that affect him whatsoever. Nitty says Banks was everybody's favorite from the unit. Let's not forget. Well, you know, Nitty, a lot of people actually loved Young Buck, you know, for coming in and really changing the way that they looked at G Unit, you know. But a lot of people like myself were fans of Tony Yayo as well, though. So you can't really just say that, you know. Even though I will give it to you, Banks did have the best sales in G Unit other than the game. Global Star Remo was popping. Jeez. And my guys in the building. Share this video, everybody. Tonight, we are speaking on the end, or Bangum Smurf squashing his issues with Lloyd Banks. That's right. A lot of people in the industry, a lot of people a lot of the fans, you know, have showed Banks love. I'd say more fans than people in the industry. You know what I mean? You're not seeing every single artist in the industry that Banks has crossed paths with post the album, but you are seeing some notable ones. You know, you are seeing some notable artists actually post Banks up. It kind of reminds me of how LeBron James will post up some artist music. You know what I mean? And really support what he likes. So seeing, you know what I'm saying? Seeing Travis Scott actually post Lloyd Banks' album in his story, you know what I mean? That is major, you guys. Travis Scott is probably one of those people of the 400,000 who bought Lloyd Banks' first album. And more importantly, Travis Scott is an artist right now who is moving 250,000 units in a week. That's what Lloyd Banks needs. He needs that presence, that spotlight put on his music from other popular people in the game, like a J. Cole. High Power said J. Cole was showing Banks some love. J. Cole has sold 400,000 units a couple times in 1 week. J. Cole is one of the best artists of the generation, in my opinion. You know, Travis Scott, one of the best artists of his generation as well. So it's dope to see them showing love to Lloyd Banks. But let's not get it twisted, you guys. They are not the only ones showing love to Lloyd Banks. Bangum Smurf actually posted the album, the cover art for the album, The Course of the Inevitable, on his Instagram. Bangum Smurf, the former Goon, the ex-Goon, however you want to label him, Bangum Smurf, the former protege of 50 Cent, actually is showing love to Lloyd Banks. Oh, yep. Tony Yayo showed some love as well. You know, of course, Tony Yayo and Lloyd Banks are two of the closest in G Unit. You know, Banks actually held up the release of his debut album, The Hunger for More, to put Tony Yayo on the intro. Ain't no click. You know, when Yayo comes in rapping, my clicks like the 8 holy apostles. Because 50 Bentleys and Ye pushed the Diablos. That Eminem money got cash in my. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Banks is getting to make the music he wants to make now. You know what I mean? And a lot of people are talking about singles. You know what I mean? A lot of people are talking about singles. Where's the Lloyd Banks single? Where's the elaborate On Fire? Where's the elaborate Hands Up single? Where's the major Beamer, Benz, or Bentley single? Listen, you guys, there's more of an emphasis being placed on bars and new cadences and your wording right now than ever, with the emergence of Benny the Butcher and Conway. You know what I'm saying? And the accepted style of West Side Gun. Why I love West Side Gun's style, man. It's just so different, you know? But like these guys have really changed the game when it comes to bars and delivery being accepted once again. Guys like Ransom, guys like Dark Low, you know what I'm saying? People that are really putting words together in different cadences that make you actually interested to actually listen to all the rap songs, all the tracks on the album. And it's not necessarily about a single anymore, you guys. It's not necessarily, it's about back in the day when G Unit first got started, it was supposed to be about the full body of work in the first place. It was supposed to be a whole album of records that you wanted to play. That's what G Unit was supposed to be in the very first place. Okay, GB in the building. Mikey T, what up? Banks is really going to blow this time around. Lyrics are starting to be appreciated again. Banks needed to get from under 50 to grow. You know, I could honestly see Banks getting picked up, you know what I mean, with a label, as long as he really wants to continue his career like that. If Banks wanted to continue his career and go back with a major, I could see it happen. If Banks just wants to release one album a year and cash in on the independent spectrum, on the independent market that he has had built for him, I mean, G Unit has 10 million, 15 million fans, and they all remember Banks. So at any given time, any of those fans could purchase a Lloyd Banks project. So he could literally release the projects on his own. You know, look what he did with Hunger for More. It was relatively independent. He moved 50,000 units. I think he could have kept that up. Dan, you said watch when Banks gets that top production. Who would you like to see produce for Lloyd Banks, man? That's interesting you say that. Okay, Reality Check says that Busta Rhymes posted Lloyd Banks' album cover on his IG last night. That's lit, man. That's lit. And Reality Check also says that Jadakiss was showing Banks mad love. It's good to hear too, man. Mr. Money asks, where do you think Lloyd Banks would be if he signed to Good Music when they were hot? Was Good Music did Good Music have a situation with Def Jam? Was that the talk of him going to work with Def Jam and Good Music? Honestly, man, you know, Kanye really built up a team of writers between Sci-Hi the Prince, you know, between Pusha T, Tiana Taylor. He built up a team of great writers. So I think Banks would have really just added to that. You know what I'm saying? I think Banks would have probably been worked a lot harder or just as hard as when he was at G Unit if he went to Good Music, because of the fact of how much of an emphasis they put on actually creating the music. You know what I'm saying? So that's something I think it would have been. But would Banks have released material more frequently on Good Music? I don't think so. A lot of the Good Music artists actually didn't get to put out albums. For instance, Sci-Hi the Prince, Tiana Taylor got to put out one album. I believe it was called Seven. Designer didn't get to put out his album. Just to give a few examples. Oh, really? I'll have to look that up. But Gordo Blue says this isn't the real album. Yo, are you that dude from YouTube? Are you that dude who from Twitter again, man? Come on. Louis Peasy says, do you think 50 will post it? Another person asked the other night, with 50 joining the Rolling Loud card, will 50 bring out Lloyd Banks with all of his new success? I mean, let's be honest here, Peas. Let's be honest, my man. Any of the other G Unit members haven't made this much noise when releasing an album. Lloyd Banks is making noise right now. 50 could potentially just bring him out at the Rolling Loud. I think he could potentially just bring him out at the Rolling Loud to show love because Banks is making noise right now, you guys. I think that would be the right thing to do. I was thinking about it. I'm thinking about it. And you know what? Nobody else in G Unit, when they release projects, is even making noise. But Lloyd Banks really just came out and created a stir. He's got Travis Scott and J. Cole and all these guys. Dope piece. Salute. Appreciate you tuning in. Mark Miller says he needs Alchemist and to do tracks with Griselda and Rock Marciano. Is that Rock Marciano or Rock Marciano? But yeah, no, I would agree with that, man. But Lloyd Banks really did have some good features on his album. You know what I mean? From Benny the Butcher to Freddie Gibbs. He's right there. He's working with the right people. You know what I mean? Banks really put this album together. Or if it's his relationship with Hovain, like they really put this album together right. Ransom and Vado, the structure of the album is proper. You know what I mean? These are all types of artists that we wanted to see Banks work with, type of artists that could stand up with Banks in a track. GB says he wouldn't have gotten his shine with good music. Good music got lyricists on the roster and they never got play. And they've even got GB. They've got lyricists, but they've also got superstars. They've got guys with superstar potential like Designer. A group of writers should have been able to put together Designer's LOD album. I guess he called it the Legion of Doom. I don't think it was after the wrestling group. But look at Lloyd Banks, tremendous writer, but also a superstar. Look at Pusha T, tremendous writer, but also a superstar. So those are the type of guys that they really signed. But Pusha didn't really get, for some reason, he didn't really get to, it didn't make sense. Pusha T was really a big deal to me, but they should have just kept releasing material. Like they had the Daytona joint. Then did King Push follow that? And where did we go from there? I let the beard go a few weeks ago, only 1%. Damn, where you been, brother? What up, what up, what up? Sci-Hi is a monster. I do agree. Reality, yeah, I think that is going to be an obvious thing that Banks is going to work the album. Now that he's got new management, you know what I mean? Now that he's actually got like I said in the past, when 50 told them, "Oh, we're cutting ties with Sha Money, go find new managers." This is when G Unit was at their peak. This is when Buck, Banks, Yayo, they were all at their peak. Look who the game had managing him, Jimmy Henchman. Buck, Banks, and Yayo, they were at their height. G Unit was at the highest point. They could have literally gone to anybody, any management team, and got on the roster. They didn't do that, though, I guess. This is the first I'm hearing of Banks' management with Hovain, a guy who has really made his mark with Troy Ave in the past. Ever since Troy Ave parted ways with Hovain, Troy Ave's career hasn't been the same, in my opinion. Hopefully, Hovain can really put together a good routine for Lloyd Banks as to where if he's going to do one project a year or 3 projects a year. You know what I mean? Just get into a routine because the fans are ready to rock with Lloyd Banks, you guys. And a lot of the industry is obviously ready to rock with Lloyd Banks. And something I find even more interesting is that Bangum Smurf actually posted Lloyd Banks' album on his page. You know what I mean? Smurf actually posted the album on his page, man. And it was crazy because these two, that was actually one of the first people that Smurf called when he got out of jail, right? Smurf called Banks and he was like, "Yo, why didn't y'all send me any bread?" And Banks was like, "Yo, 50 told us not to mess with you. That's what Smurf had said in an interview. He said that Banks told him 50 told us not to mess with you. And Smurf just reacted like crazy from there. You know what I'm saying? Smurf reacted like crazy from there, probably because of the relationship that he felt like he had. You know what I mean? Probably because of the relationship he felt like he had with Lloyd Banks, man. You know what I'm saying? Probably because of the relationship that he felt like he had from all those days back in the hood. You know what I mean? All them days from back in the hood where where Smurf would make sure Banks was good. You know what I mean? Where he would support him. Because Smurf was a diehard G Unit supporter, man. You know, he had spoke on Banks in a good way in many of my interviews. But yeah, Smurf actually made the post. He actually made the post on his Instagram, and he let me get the direct quote from his post, you guys, and I'll read that out for you, for everybody that's actually interested in hearing what Smurf did or what he said actually. Um some people were responding that Banks might not like these comments, but who knows? Maybe Banks will just let it roll over and appreciate the fact that Bangham Smurf is showing him love. Smurf actually wrote, F all the love, F all that. Love is love. Support my little bro. Hashtag big queens at Lloyd Banks. Okay. And then he put up the big emoji, you know what I mean? Muscles. Lloyd Banks basically uh, is somebody that Smurf has cared about throughout the years. You can tell with the fact that Smurf actually posted his cover art for his album, The Course of the Inevitable, on his IG page, Bangham FDW. Um, and he said, F all that. Love is love. Support my little bro, Big Queens. And this is coming after Lloyd Banks has pretty much announced, or he hasn't really announced much, but the album isn't dropping on G Unit. You know, this project hasn't dropped on G Unit. Now I'm looking here on a website, and it's saying that 50, Travis Scott, and J. Cole are all going to be headlining at the Rolling Loud. So with those other artists showing love to Lloyd Banks, I mean, maybe they could put a little bit of pressure on 50 to actually get Fifth to bring Lloyd Banks out. I think it's only right, and it's money, to be honest with you. It's major. Like Lloyd Banks on a record label is going to do major for anything. But that's like, does Banks really want to go back to 50 promoting his albums? Banks has got it going on right now on his own. Dan says, 50 ain't trying to see Banks. I disagree, Dan. I disagree. I think the fact that Lloyd Banks is actually making a name for himself right now is probably investing somebody like 50 Cent. It's probably making 50 go, oh, damn, the little bro is working right now, and it's actually getting some traction. It's actually making people turn their heads. Because when do we see J. Cole and when do we see Travis Scott actually posting material from other artists? You know what I'm saying? When do we see that? Or especially somebody in Lloyd Banks' position. King K says, Banks is my favorite. Mr. Money says Banks is not going back to 50. And Mr. Money, I don't think Banks actually going to perform at Rolling Loud, do a little set while 50's performing. I don't think that's going back to 50. You know what I mean? That's just accepting some love when the love is being shown. Smurf said, Smurf said, F all that, love is love. Who knows? Maybe that's a Queens thing, and maybe 50 would be thinking the same. Damn, Easy Murder says, if 50 doesn't bring him out, then one of them will. That's crazy. That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy that you bring that up, Easy Murder. Travis Scott or J. Cole could actually bring out Banks. That would actually be epic. That would actually be epic right there. Buffalo, what's popping? Buffalo's in the building. Well, Mike, I got to say this, man. People are making this a big situation because a Lloyd Banks new album is a big situation, man. It's turning the heads of not only the big people in the music industry, but also all the blogs. Lloyd Banks is seemingly making a comeback, and this is a comeback that people have waited on for years. So they're going to make a big deal about every little thing that Banks does. I think this is Banks' chance to really capitalize and put these videos out while everybody is directed at his attention. 2020 says 50 might drop a new album soon. Everybody share this video. Share this video. Let's get some more people in here, guys. Salute to y'all. Reality Check says Griselda might bring him out on Rolling Loud too. Oh, wow. That's a big note right there. That's a big note right there. The fact that Griselda could bring him out. I honestly would like to see more than anything, not taking anything away from my bro Vado, but I would love to see a Lloyd Banks and Benny the Butcher joint project. You know what I mean? Not saying Banks and Gibbs and Banks and Vado didn't sound great together, but Benny the Butcher, that's my guy right there. I'd love to see that. No, that's 50 always wanted all energy unit to step out and do themselves a thing on their own. Banks is a good rapper, so when you look at him, you will only see G Unit. Yeah, Banks wanted or excuse me, 50 wanted all the G Unit artists to go out there and thrive, you guys. He actually wanted to give all of them their own divisions and their own labels from the way I looked at it. You know what I mean? A fan looking in, you could see that 50 wanted to give Buck G Unit South. He wanted to give Game G Unit West. Frederick says his new album is dope. That's facts. With the Smoke Podcast. Salute to you. Good luck, my brother. Antoine Jackson. Word, word, word. Banks and Yayo. Time to shine. James Brown. Appreciate you, man. Major salute to you. I appreciate you for tapping in. Mikey, Chris Wig. What up, man? Mikey T, the movie star, real hip hop and live interviews. New York sounds good. Salute Lloyd Banks. Yep, major salute Lloyd Banks. If you haven't listened to his new album, if you haven't purchased it, go the extra mile, you guys. Go purchase Lloyd Banks' new album, The Course of the Inevitable. Or, if you have a iTunes, go stream it over there. Do your Apple, stream it over. You know what I'm saying? If wherever you guys are streaming it from, or if you're doing the direct purchase, however it goes. Go stream that album because Banks is working hard. You want to know how I can tell he's working hard? Because of the length of the project, 18 tracks. You want to know how I can tell he's working hard, you guys? The features that are there. He's trying to give the people what they want. It's going to make 50 say this is what I've been trying to tell him to do. Yeah, exactly, GB. Exactly, GB. You are 100% right. And that's why I think that 50 would embrace this because he's going to see as as the guy who really put Banks out there to the world, he's going to see everybody reacting to it. He's going to see everybody reacting to it. Everybody send this link. This is Bangham at Bangham FDW. This is his IG. Send Bangham this link, you guys. I need everybody to go send Bangham this link so he can tap in on this stream. Well, if you get those other guys to get involved, I'd definitely be interested, my guy. Billy the Kid says Banks is top 3 rappers alive right now. Everybody go send this video to Smurf right now. Send him the StreamYard link. Let's get Smurf in here. Frederick says The Hunger for More is my favorite Banks album. Yeah, blanks. Send that to Bangum. Send the StreamYard link to Bangum Smurf. Yes. Send the link to Smurf, you guys. Do it, Rasheen. Dan, I don't think Banks will respond, bro. I mean, Banks actually did hit me up, but that's a story for another day. Banks actually did hit me up, but that's a story for another day, unless somebody sends $100 to that Cash App right now and wants to know what Banks said to me. Yeah, Bangham's the big bro, man. What you mean? Bangham's like 38. I'm 32. Of course, Bangham's the big bro. Send this link right here, you guys. I'm a Iceberg. Did you send it to Smurf yet? Tell Smurf to come into this video. That's right. I'm calling Smurf out. I'm calling Smurf out. Steve, go on IG and send that link. It's pinned up. Send it to Smurf now. I can't send it to him because he's got me blocked. Yo, Iceberg, J Hood's in Canada? Billy, yo, there's a couple tracks that I like from the Course of the Inevitable, man. Fly Prolific was popping, man. I don't want to just go out there and say Empathy or, you know what I mean, Formaldehyde or, you know what I'm saying? I really like Propane. You know what I'm saying? I liked a bunch of those records. Yo, Prolific, my brother, Fly Prolific. Send this link to Bangum Smurf. I want him to join this video. Let's get Smurf in here. Send the link that's pinned to Bangum Smurf, you guys. What up, Carl? Appreciate you for tuning in. Everybody share this video. Everybody share this video. Tonight, we're talking about Bangum Smurf ending his beef, squashing his beef. That's the hip-hop term. Bangum Smurf has officially squashed the beef with Lloyd Banks. Oh, okay. Have a good day. Have a good day, you weirdo. Have a good night, I should say. Carl, what's popping with you, King? Big Easy says, I bet Lloyd Banks has Halloween Havoc 4 in the chamber. That'd be lit. That'd be lit. Send this link. Send this link to Bangum Smurf, everybody. Let's get Smurf in here tonight. Get Smurf in here tonight. Let's see if Smurf can handle this heat. Let's see if Smurf can handle this pressure. But yeah, no, that's what we're talking about tonight, you guys. Bangum Smurf has officially ended his issues with Lloyd Banks. A lot of you guys know that Smurf has quite the relationship with Lloyd Banks, actually. Him and Banks go way back to the days of these dudes just battling on like 134. You know what I mean? Not too many people actually. Well, tell Smurf if he comes on the channel, we can talk about that. Yeah, I'm ready to face with Smurf, man. That's probably the BL Prime. You know what I mean? The Black Prime, or no, it's not Black Prime. It's BLK Prime. What does BLK stand for, you guys? What does BLK stand for? Me and Smurf can go toe to toe on BLK Prime. International. The international incident. You want to get this heat. He don't want to get this heat. Iceberg, I think he was serious about that. I think he like one. I'm not sure. I don't know what's his budget, but yo. Oh, I love it, bro. I love it, bro. Vlad and Boosie copied Mikey T and Smurf's whole style. Yo, nah, man. All love to Vlad, man. All love to Vlad. That's dope. That's dope that somebody could really see a connection with Vlad and Boosie and me and Smurf. I'm gonna tell Smurf that shit, and hopefully it makes him reconsider what's going on with us. But yeah, man. And maybe even Vlad has seen that too. Who knows? Uh, Kemet says Banks' album is fire. Mr. Money says Tony Yayo should have been the AR of A&R of G Unit. He's the one who brought Banks to 50, and he tapped in with a lot of the hot artists before they were hot because 50 sucks at picking talent. Yeah, and it probably was Tony Yayo who was vibing with Young Buck when they, and then they presented the Bloodhound record to 50 Cent. You know what I'm saying? Who's to know? Who's to know really? I mean, if Smurf was in here, he could probably answer that a little bit better than I could. But Smurf wants to just be on his high horse and act like he doesn't want to mess with me like that, which makes absolutely no sense because I'm one of the people who actually have given a damn about Smurf over the years. You know what I mean? Like, spent my whole life, spent like 10 years of my life, building with dude. And now he just wants to act like one or two arguments and shit's going to be over. You know what, man? Maybe I got to take down that stupid video I made a few months ago about Smurf. Maybe that's what I'll do to show him that I'm sincere. He just doesn't understand because sometimes we get caught up with everyday life. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't say half the bad things about Smurf that, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't say like half the crazy shit about. You don't be sharing crazy details about your friends like that on the internet. So, hey, dope piece. Me and Rosewood really went down and broke down a lot of the key lyrics. We broke down a lot of the key lyrics from the Stranger Things record. Now, I also broke down a couple key thoughts as to why the record was called Stranger Things as well. If anybody wants to check out that breakdown, that literal breakdown, go check it out. We did it a couple nights ago on live. Was it last night or was it a couple nights ago? Yup, Mike. Yup, Mike. That's one of the things as well because 50 Banks and Yayo had been so heavily promoted as G Unit that when, they eventually went on the tour and Yayo had gone to jail, a lot of the people that were on the tour, like a lot of the fans who would see G Unit walk in and at the point it was 50 Banks and Buck, they'd be like, yo, Banks, yo, I love you, yo, I love you, yo. You know what I mean? All the fans would be like saying that shit, but it actually wasn't free yayo, free. No, they wouldn't be saying free yayo, obviously. That was the Eminem circle. But they would obviously see all the G Unit guys, but it was Buck. It was Buck walking in. So then a lot of people would get it confused. Oh shit, Yayo got braids. Yayo got braids and shit, man. Da, 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 da. But then, like, it probably came to a lot of people that actually wasn't what it was. But I could see how that confusion, would happen. Yeah, major shout out to the OG Bimmy. We were supposed to do an interview, man, and let me tell you, I would have done one of the dopest interviews with Bimmy. No disrespect to the Breakfast Club and all that, and you know what I mean, and Drink Champs, because they really do their thing, and they did awesome interviews with Bimmy. And major salute to Bimmy, man. But we should have did that interview. We would have knocked it out the park. Billy the Kid says 50 likes the mumble rap. What's your example of that? I mean, 50 made an album called Animal Ambition, and he featured people like Prodigy and Jadakiss, you know? Like 50 hasn't even done any work with the Migos or anybody like that, man. Yep, exactly. Kind of similar with Eminem wearing the free Yayo shirt at the Grammys, but I think it was more the mixtapes. Everybody was hearing the mixtapes and they were just like all, because there was always three verses on the tracks. It was always three verses on the track. So you just got so familiar with each one of the guys, you know? I mean, you'd obviously get the most familiar with 50 because of the way he would do his hooks. Iceberg said, same thing with Chink's Drugs. Nobody knew how he looked. They only knew him because Stack Bundles wore a free drug shirt everywhere. Major love to my brother Chinks, man. I still remember him hit me up on the DM and being like, yo, man, we got to work Mikey T. I just got out of jail. Yeah. It's crazy, man. Got so much love for Chinks just because of how willing he was to always work with me. And every time you see Mikey, you got to come back to the studio. Mikey, you got to come to the studio. I'm like, bro, the studio's all the way in Long Island, man. It's like he's like, but you got to come because these guys, y'all, they don't sleep. You know what I mean? They live and they breathe this music shit like every single day. And maybe it would be dope if I actually lived in New York to the point where I could have run around with them more like that, though. But I didn't think about it like that back then. I only think about it like that today because you always got to have your best interest at mind. You know what I mean? But Chinks would always show me love, and it didn't matter if we were in front of Yo Gotti or Trav or French Montana or Little Dirk. It didn't matter. Yup, Mike. Eminem wore the free Yayo shirt at the Grammys. Is that when he performed "Stan" with Elton John? Mike, is that what that was? He was wearing the free Yayo shirt under the blue velour suit shit. I'm not telling y'all what Banks said to me unless somebody hits that cash app with $100. Hit that cash app with $100, and I'll tell y'all what Lloyd Banks said to me. Mike says those G Unit mixtapes will always be fire. G Unit mixtapes will always be fire. Yeah, man. All of them, man. Damn, yo, those were the best mixtapes. They really got you ready for all the members of G Unit. Obviously not as much of Buck, but Buck just really coming in. He killed it on what all of those G Unit mixtapes led up to, which was Beg for Mercy. You know what I'm saying? Buck was on the album. And then they had Yayo on two records. They had him on Groupie Love, and then they had him on, what was the other record they had Yayo on, you guys? From Beg for Mercy. From Beg for Mercy. What was the other record that they had Yayo on? They had him on Groupie Love. Oh, I Smell. Is that really it? That's what they had him on? Those two? Could have sworn there was something else. I know they eventually dropped a Buddy remix that Tony Yayo did a freestyle from jail to. So I know they actually did that. A lot of people probably don't know that. You really had to be a G Unit fan if you knew this type of shit. But yeah, so those two verses from sometimes I rhyme slow, sometimes I rhyme quick. That's the reason these groupies is on these hoes is loose. Give me 8 days and an eighth, homie, I'm straight. Give me in an eighth, homie, I'm straight. I'll have a church girl. Moving weight. These O's are serious eye candy. It wasn't as a ice. Hold on 1 second. Let me look it up real quick. It wasn't on there as a bonus track, Berg. Yeah, no, it was on there, bro. It was track number 18. Iceberg. Yeah. So that's what Yayo was featured on actually. Bernard, Groupie Love. Yep. Tony Yayo was featured on 2 songs. Yep, I said that a little bit earlier, Zion. Lloyd Banks actually held up the release of his debut album, Hunger for More, to get Tony Yayo on the not the lead single, but the first record, Ain't No Click like the one I'm with. Ain't no click like the one I'm with. And I wasn't really into Playboy, you guys. Like, I didn't like Playboy, y'all. I did not like Playboy. Yeah, I did an interview with Spider Loke, but not since I got Zoom. Like, I wasn't doing, I just did, I think it was an audio interview. I wasn't on the Zoom back then. Ain't no click. Oh, my bad. It was on a mixtape before that. It was a bonus track. Yep. It was actually, yeah, it was on a mixtape before that, but it was actually track 18 on Beg for Mercy. Might have been that might have been a bonus track. I'm not too sure. It didn't say it on Wikipedia though when I just looked it up. It did not say it on Wikipedia when I just looked it up though. But this whole thing is kind of a good situation because a couple days ago, Bangum Smurf actually jumped on live with Queen's Flip, and he said he was pretty much putting that 20-year beef with 50 Cent behind him. You know, he said he was putting that beef way behind him, moving on, and now today, or the other day, whatever it was, he actually posted Lloyd Banks's album cover on his IG, and Smurf actually followed that up with a message where he said, F all that, love is love, support my little bro, hashtag Big Queens, and then he tagged Lloyd Banks, actually, you guys. So 50's former protege, 50's underboss, 50's ex-goon, Bangum Smurf, is actually coming to terms now on his past issues with Lloyd Banks. Just a few days ago, Smurf said he's done with everything with 50. 20 years, done. Done with it. Now, proof. He's posted Lloyd Banks' album cover on his page. I respect that, man. What's going on, Dot? Appreciate you, man. Kid says, I was just reading about Bangum and 50's new book. He's just wilding. But also 50 said about Bangum in his new book that Bangum would bring him new artists all the time. That's what he said about Bangum. And he said he didn't really take a lot of interest in some of the artists that Bangum brought in. I'd like to get a couple of those artists on here to actually speak on it. Yo. But we're probably not going to happen tonight. Zion, I'm trying to think. Did I hear that rumor? I've seen RBE really has done a lot of battles recently. But I don't think I heard the rumor that Lloyd Banks was going to battle on there. And furthermore, bro, Zion, Lloyd Banks wouldn't get destroyed. Let's just be 100. Let's just be 100. Whatever field Lloyd Banks enters, whether it's a collaboration, whether it's a versus, whether it's an acapella battle, you know, an RBA, a URL, whether it's that type of battle, Banks is not just going to get destroyed in any of those scenarios, man. Banks has records to go against these other artists. Banks has flows. Banks has the ability to write. And the only thing, I guess, would be his memory, his ability to remember. But I think he stopped smoking all types of weed like that. So maybe his memory will be there. Mr. Money says Banks' style is not made for battling. Well, I think you should go listen to some of his old verses, man, where it sounds like he could really rip an artist's head off. He could literally, you know what I mean, rip an artist's head off with his delivery. I think you need to Yeah, I might have heard that rumor, man. I might have read that somewhere. And that would actually be interesting. It'd be interesting, but I would like to see Lloyd Banks versus somebody else. You know what I mean? If Banks was going to go do a battle like him versus John the Don, that's kind of like Cassidy battling Disaster at first to me. When Cassidy first came into the game, I thought he should have came in battling Hollow the Don. You know what I mean? He should have came in the game battling Hollow the Don. Just my opinion. Big Easy said Banks would have the same success as Cassidy in battle rap. Dot says John would trash Banks. Henry, we got a big Lloyd Banks in here. Henry says Banks is the greatest MC ever. Well, I appreciate you tapping in, man. Just know that Bangum Smurf has put aside all of his issues with Banks. These guys were actually seemingly pretty tight back in the day. You know what I mean? Because Smurf had told me that Banks is somebody he called when he got out of jail, and he was like, yo, man, why didn't you send me anything? Like that was actually what Smurf told me that he Banks was one of the first person he called, and Banks actually picked up. So that kind of says something. Let me think. Banks needs an R&B feature on his single F Battle Rapping. LOL, he made it already. That's moving backwards. Yeah, I agree with you, Iceberg. Now, as far as a R&B feature, I was talking about this a little bit earlier. I think now with the way that the culture is right now, the way that music is, I don't think Lloyd Banks really needs to focus on making a single with a guy like a Lloyd or a record with a Carrie Hilson. I think right now, people, tens of thousands of people, just want to buy Banks's music based on actual songs that have merit, like some of those records that I mentioned, like Propane and like Formaldehyde and Empathy with Freddie Gibbs and Stranger Things. You know what I'm saying? Some of these records, they make you want to buy an album for $8 or $10. You know, when you got five, six, 10 records that actually have substance to them. And Banks at a certain point tried to make records like Help with Carrie Hilson, and it didn't give him the success he was looking for. But let's be honest, a record like Help with Carrie Hilson should have sold like 5 or 6 million copies. But you know what I mean? But it didn't. Let me think. Homebred Knowledge says Banks is dope, but battle rap is not about bars anymore. It's about getting personal. Um, I love that, Mike. He said Rum Nitty is the nicest in battle rap. I would have to agree with you. I would have to say Rum Nitty is right there at the top of my battle rap list. But I don't agree with this. Banks would wash Cassidy. I don't think so, man. I don't think so. Maybe on the mixtape series, like the Banks versus Cassidy mixtape series, that's one thing. You know what I mean? When you're not so much focused on the major singles and you're focused on the back and forth, who has the hardest bars and the hardest tracks, maybe Banks got him there. But in a live scenario, like you see, Banks and Cassidy in a live scenario, it would have to be a multiple round situation. It would have to be a situation of many of a bunch of round, like 8 rounds. Like they got to go that many rounds. Like they don't just go 3 rounds. They go as many rounds as you can until you just stop, until the other one just stops. That's what Banks and Cassidy would have to be. Right here. Dot says never Castle do him dirty. Facts. Mr. Money is a big Daylight guy. He said Daylight is the best battle rapper, hands down. Carl says Banks needs to show people how to stay independent and do what they got to do. Yeah, if you look at the way that Lloyd Banks released his album, my personal opinion, I really am impressed by it. You know, the way that Banks actually put out the artwork, he put out the title, he put out the trailer. You know what I'm saying? Like all of that, he put out pictures to go along with it. You know what I mean? All of that build up for the course of the inevitable, I think it was brilliant, even though it was done on an independent label, independent level. I think it looked like a major level that he was doing it on because of the fact of what he's learned over the years, you guys. That's just my opinion. You know, Banks was doing it on a level that he had seen done for him prior. And that's why he came out with, you know, the different ways of presenting that he was going to be doing an album. The mixtape was Banks versus Cassidy versus Fabulous. Those mixtapes were hard, right? Banks has more freestyles than Cassidy, but Cassidy is known to put up 30. Cassidy can spit 30 times. Like Cassidy was telling me in an interview, he's like, yo, some of these rappers can't even remember 3 verses, and I can remember 30. So what does that say about them? I love Geechee Gotti, man. I actually saw Geechee Gotti versus Sue Surf live. I actually saw that live. Bless up. Yo, yo, yo. FTC Vice Plug. Salute to you, man. Bless up, brother. Let's see, hold on one second, you guys. Get that AC cracking. No, Cassidy's back. He's warmed up now. His last battle took him there. Hitman Holla brought Cass out his bag, but he can't destroy Banks. Facts. Banks is in my top 12. You have a top 12, bro? Okay. Peace, God. I'm out. Banks is in the same category as Nas and Pun. I'm out. All right. All right. Henry has a good thought on Banks right there. Carl says you don't really need a label no more. You got to do all you got to do is have your people set up and put out your music, stay independent, stay connected to the right people. Okay, the UK is in here tonight. Major salute. You know I got love for the UK. Top 12 though. Yeah, I know, right? Dude is cool as hell with his top 12. I'm probably in his top 12 bloggers. That's pretty sweet. Mikey T's probably like number 11. So that means if there was no top 12, I wouldn't be there. Which everybody smoking tonight? I want to see if you guys ain't smoking, write that too. I want to see 100 responses. What's everybody smoking? Salute to Trinidad. Salute my brother Bangum Smurf. My brother for life right there. Everybody, what's everybody smoking tonight? I want to know what y'all I want to know what y'all is putting in the air. Oh, Big Junior. Big Junior smoking on that Blue Dream. Blue Dream. Put it up. I want to show the world what everybody's smoking. Big Junior smoking that Blue Dream. Right now, I'm smoking gelato. What's everybody smoking tonight? This is what I'm on. Steven asks, is the raw paper better than a Dutch? Yo, in some situations, yeah, because it really brings out the taste. Like I just smoked a blunt of I just smoked a joint of this gelato. And yo, I had to roll up, I had to pack up another one just because the taste was there. So I'm on that gelato tonight. Strawberry shortcake strain. Okay. Okay. Strawberry shortcake. All right, man. What is everybody smoking tonight? I want to know if you're smoking, write it. Let me see. Zion does not smoke. Salute to you regardless, brother. Dot the buzzer says gelato. My man smoking on gelato too. Okay. El Jefe, my man Dope Piece is smoking on that El Jefe. Okay, Ric Flair, that Gary Payton is on deck. What's everybody smoking tonight? What's everybody smoking on? What's everybody smoking on tonight? I'm trying to figure out what all my supporters are smoking tonight. Mike says he's smoking on that Bubba Kush. Venom, Poisonous Entertainment, smoking on that Pink Kush. Homebred Knowledge says, Mikey T, you are in my top 3 bloggers. I'm smoking Purple OG. Salute to you, bro. Blueberry Muffin. Damn, Steve, I gotta check that one out. I'm always into some blueberry shit, man. It usually disappoints me though. I'm not gonna lie. Whenever I get a blueberry, it usually disappoints me. Backwoods, all right. Bubba Kush from Colorado, all right. What's everybody smoking tonight? I guess there's a lot of people that aren't smoking that just logged out. That graba. Yo, yeah, that White Runts is fire, bro. That White Runts is fire. I loved it. I really did. My man Trigger the Great Best is smoking on that Blue Dream. All right. And of course the Venom OG. Anything with blue in it is straight sativa. Oh, I didn't know that, bro. I do like sativa though. I like indica too, but I like sativa because apparently that gets you upbeat and shit. My bad, y'all. I'm just smoking right now. Enjoying myself smoking this Kush. But yeah, so let's talk about this whole situation, you guys. Let's talk about this whole situation. Bangum Smurf a few days ago went on live with Queen Flip. He went on live with Queen's Flip. I'm sorry, I'm trying to ignore everybody in the chat talking about Bangum Smurf getting caught in a hotel room. That's weird and funny at the same time. So basically, a lot of people have said Bangum Smurf has ended his beef with 50 Cent on multiple occasions. You know what I mean? And just, gone back on it, started to diss 50 again. So a lot of people really don't buy it. They don't believe it. But Queen's Flip was eager to have Smurf on there so he could put that information out there to the world, and probably so he can make Smurf stand on it. You know what I'm saying? At this point, I think Smurf is going to stand on that, and he's really going to be done with all the negative energy towards 50, because what's the point of it? What's the point of it? Smurf has pretty much moved on in his life, and now it shows even more that Smurf is actually showing some love to Lloyd Banks. He actually was showing love to Lloyd Banks. He posted the Course of the Inevitable album cover on his Instagram when there was a lot of scrutiny about no artists or nobody from the industry or nobody from Banks's past actually showing him support and love. Now you got to know Yayo showed him love. You know what I'm saying? You got to know Yayo showed Banks some love, but it's very, very strange to me that Smurf did. You know, it's got to be, but it's progressive. You know what I mean? It's progression for Smurf to do that because he looks like he's standing on his words. It looks like Smurf is really moving on, and that's impressive to me, y'all. That's impressive to me that Smurf is going to move beyond this beef that he's had and squash the shit with not only 50 but Banks now, and show that he could actually support what he calls his little bro, his old friend, I would really say, because of all the stories that he's told me about him. You know, all the stories about he put up money against Banks, you know what I mean? He put up money for domination, but it came down to it actually being a draw, and Smurf not hating and being like, nah, Banks lost. It was a draw. Money probably wasn't exchanged. Venom says because Smurf can't deny Banks's pen game. Yeah, that's something in the past. I've actually had Smurf don't do his top 5, and I believe he actually put Lloyd Banks in his top 5. Venom. I believe he actually put Lloyd Banks in his top 5. So that shows you right there that he knows how to give love, you know. And he actually went and did it publicly on his gram, you know, not just on somebody else's platform, you know. He didn't just do it on somebody else's platform. Now he actually did it on his own platform. We saw a couple other people show Banks some love as well. I had already mentioned Tony Yayo because that's pretty obvious, you know. Yayo and Banks have been close since the early days, you know. Banks actually, like I said, Banks held up his debut album in order for Yayo to make it on the project. So they've been close forever. They've been working together forever. But other people, notable people that have showed support to Lloyd Banks are Travis Scott. To me, that's the biggest one. Travis Scott showing him love because Scott has a whole generation, you know, the generation after mine, you know, or two generations after mine, actually. Well, that must be an old Jaffe interview because Jaffe is locked up right now, you guys. Yeah, Jaffe's actually locked up. From my understanding, Jaffe is Jaffe, Marcus, and Smurf all got into a fight or something like that outside of you know, a tour bus. I think that involved Jaffe. I might be mistaken. Is that what it was, you guys? Was it Jaffe, Smurf, and Marcus? And then Smurf and Jaffe beat up Marcus or something like that? Okay. Over the Avarex jacket. It was Avarex. What? Mac G, you must be like a couple. Are you like a couple weeks behind, Mac G? Are you like a couple weeks behind? Like, bro, we've addressed it a few times now on the channel. Nah, I definitely don't owe Smurf money. I definitely don't owe Smurf money. I will say that. I definitely don't owe Smurf no goddamn money. That is a fact. Maybe Smurf owes my boy Nick money for the hotels in Trinidad. Maybe maybe Smurf owes my boy money. If anything, Maybe Smurf owes my boy money for the hotel rooms in Trinidad. So, don't be just talking about every little thing that you think. I don't expose everything. Believe me, I can make blogs and just go in. But I don't. So, I'm on some positive shit. Look at this. Iceberg said, tell Smurf come in here. I'll cash app him 50 right now if he's tripping over that. My boy Nick came out to Trinidad with me with a bankroll, and then they was asking Nick for money for the hotel rooms and shit. And dudes is trying to talk about me owing them money. They actually called him Newport Nick because he had Newports in Trinidad, and they were all smoking Dunhill. But I'm not trying to come on here talking all negative. You know what I'm saying? I don't expose shit like that. But when people start saying I owe them money, people like, oh, you owe to such and such. Bro, I done spent so much money on working with that dude. You was crazy. I spent thousands of dollars working with these people that I owe money. Are you crazy? Don't ever address that with me again. I don't owe anybody money that I spend thousands of dollars traveling to and from them to work with. I don't owe none of them people money. Nuts for saying that. And that's the last time I ever addressed some bullshit like that. Dudes don't even got the travel game that I got. I travel all over the world doing interviews. I was going to send Smurf that $50, though. I really was. I was like, all right, I can send Smurf $50. I love Smurf. You know what I'm saying? But then the next day that I didn't send it to him, he just flipped out. Mikey, you got to relax. Enjoy the ganja. I am enjoying it, man. I enjoy the fact that I could just get that information out there to the people, man. That is awesome. That is awesome that I can project everything that I'm feeling to the people. You know what I'm saying? That's the 100% truth. You know what I mean? I spent thousands of dollars of my money traveling to all of these different states, all of these different countries. What? I don't want to hear nothing about money. I done spent thousands of my dollars to bring in these videos so all of you guys can watch them. You know what I'm saying? This is all right. Okay. It's like taxes, right? It's like taxes. So I go and do all that, and then I got to pay a tax on it afterwards. All right, I get it. It's America. After you already do the work, you got to pay the taxes on it. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Yeah, I've been to Puerto Rico's a different country. I got to roll up another one, you guys. Wow. Sean, you owe Iceberg 3 Dutches. Wow, this guy Nike Mo is an idiot. This guy Nike Mo is an idiot. I literally just addressed all of that because of his dumbass comment and he leaves the same comment. Wow. Wow. That is baffling to me. Yeah, it's a part of the U.S., but it's technically another country. Yeah, I'm interviewing all types of new artists from New York, Philly, New Jersey, Boston. Mad love, J-Dell. What you talking about? What you got on Tuesday, brother? What's popping with you? Appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. I got to roll up another blunt. It is time. Well, it's not going to be a blunt. It's a joint. I'm about to roll up another joint. I'm about to twist up another joint. I don't think that's going to happen, man. Why would you think that I was going to be on Gilly the Kid's $1 Million Worth of Game podcast? Why would you think that? Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. Nah, I never met Maserati Fox. We actually beefed. Me and Maserati Fox had beef. Real Talk TV, what's popping with you? Nah, me and Gilly is mad cool. Gilly's my bro. But why would I be on $1 Million Worth of Game? You know, they're on a whole nother level. $1 Million Worth of Game is on a whole nother level, man. You know, why would I don't see why, you know, like if y'all added Gilly, like if all 100 of y'all added Gilly, like, yo, I want to see y'all on Mikey T. I want to see y'all with Mikey T. I want to see y'all with Mikey T. We could probably even get Gilly back on here. You know, I mean, oh shoot, you had beef with Mozzie. This dude, Mikey T, is a real goon out here. Damn right, bro. I washed Maserati Fox in that beef too. Yo, bro, Block Boys. People are on here saying that Smurf keeps saying I owe him $50. People on here are still saying that I owe Smurf money, and that's why I'm addressing that shit, man. My man paid for my bro, my guy put up money for the hotel rooms. So don't be telling me I owe anybody bread. Yeah, he was. But you know what, man? I went at it with Maserati Fox. Rest in peace. Maserati Fox. Really sucks what happened to Maserati Fox. No, I haven't. Mac G, I don't know. I don't know when I'm coming to LA, to be 100% with you, man. Whenever the opportunity really presents itself. I haven't got the opportunity to go out to LA yet, man. So I'm not really going to push it. You know what I mean? But when the opportunity presents itself, I will go to LA. But the opportunity hasn't really arrived yet, you know, and I'm not really going to push it. Music videos in Costa Rica. Yeah, I wouldn't mind going to I wouldn't mind traveling anywhere, man. That's what we do here, man. We be traveling. We be going all over the city. About to put this grinder back together. About to roll me up another joint because we on the pre-rolls tonight. Are we on the cones tonight, you guys? Cone life tonight. Oh, that's what I just smoked. I actually just smoked jet fuel. I'm back on the gelato now, though. Yep, that's right, because I wanted to go jet fuel. Marv, I didn't watch the whole interview with Hot Rod on Queen's Flip, but I did watch the 30-minute joint, and it was cool. It was cool. What did you think about it? Tell me about it. Did you watch the whole thing? Anybody want to tap in tonight? If anybody wants to tap in tonight, tap in to share your opinion right now. But when you tap in, make sure you use Google Chrome, though, guys, so you can log in properly. I'm gonna give y'all a minute. I want y'all to tap in. I'm gonna roll up. Who was living at 50's mansion for a while? Oh, Hot Rod. Yep. Yeah, Marvin, I might have to check out that interview because I did read that headline somewhere, but yeah, I know what you're talking about. Peasy, he was saying that he was living in 50's mansion for a while before they had said somebody was trying to like have drugs delivered there or something. No. Oh shit. Here we go again. Yeah. Time to roll up. Time to roll up, you guys. I'm going to pick up some Dutches tonight, though. I'm rolling up, you guys. Smoking. I make sure I do this right one. Last time I actually left the stick in there. Oh, you got a new bong? Yep, Trav's brother snuck some girls in the crib and blamed it on Hot Rod. And yeah, I agree that with what Queen's Flip was saying about that. He was like, yo, you were the new guy. You could take the blame for that real quick. Yeah, anybody would take the blame for that. You'd be like, yeah, Fifth, I brought some crazy bitches. These girls were feeling me, Fifth. That's all he really had to say. But Hot Rod was thinking like everybody was supposed to be trying to protect him. Nah. Smoked it with the stick in it. Nah. One time when I was packing it, I just left the stick in it the whole time as I was and I would just continue to push it in, but I'd leave the stick in it. I know I look like a young bull, bro, but I'm not 21. Yes, I still smoke Dutches. Hell yes. I get the 3-pack cigarellos. I usually buy it by the box. But honestly, with this bud that I got right now, the joints are dope. Nah, I don't smoke Black and Milds. But Marvin, did Hot Rod address why was Spider Loke supposed to get that record or something? Was it promised to him or something? Or did Queen's Flip ask him about that? Nah, I don't smoke Grabba Leaf. I smoke Dutches and Ross. Nah, Pee Wee TV. Me and Smurf aren't back together yet. Together. We're not back together. We're not. Right now. Smurf and me. Come together. Right now. Smurf and tea. How's that, guys? That would be our new intro. That could be like our new intro. Together. Right now. Smurf and Mike T. Somebody record that. Somebody record that for me as my intro. We'll send it to Smurf. Back together. You gotta do it just like that. Back together. Right now. Smurf and Mike T. I guess we just lost all of our viewers because I started singing like Tony Yayo on his East Side West Side record, where he broke out with the hey, at least actually that was somebody else's lyric. my man said, oh shit, that bud just kicked in. Laughing my ass off. I'm dead right now. Yep, I remember it. I remember watching all that play out. Somebody hit that Cash App right now. I'll do the Yayo medley. Somebody hits that Cash App right now. I'll do the Yayo medley. If you've never heard it, I'll do when Yayo sings New Edition on his album. But you got to hit the Cash App with like $10, $20, something like that. 15, you know what I'm saying? If anybody wants to hear the Tony Yayo New Edition melody. Iceberg's already heard it. Yeah. My man Timestamps got it. My man Timestamps is like, I'm just going to sing it myself, Mike T. I don't really need to Cash App you to sing it. Number. I'll give you a little, that's how it would sound if I connect number. If I was going to get into it, that's how it would be. I could really, turn that shit suave, but I guess nobody really wants to hear it. Every time I got a Motorola. Sprinting the Nextel. I'm hot. Then he goes, I'm the bad wolf that'll blow your house down. One had weed, the other had, you know what I mean? He's like, what? Yes, let's get on to this. This is about to be hitting, y'all. Every time I did on my connects number, breaks all the time. I got a Motorola Redmond Nextel. That's a good observation, Hayes. It's a good observation, Hayes. But yeah, I appreciate everybody tuning in tonight, man. I appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. We're gonna call this a show. It's a 90-minute show tonight. We had a great 90-minute episode. I really appreciate everybody tapping in. Everybody that's watching right now, if you're not following me on Instagram, I want you guys to follow me right now. Everybody who's not following me already, follow me for a follow back. really appreciate everybody tuning in every night that we do the lives. Everybody tapping in, asking questions. You know, salute to Alabama on the check-in. Timestamp salute on the $2 cash super chat. Appreciate that $2 super chat. If anybody else wants to support the channel, if you guys want to support the channel, if you want to see more videos like this, Cash App Mikey T Movie. I do appreciate the super chats as well. Timestamps, you are the man, my brother. Iceberg says, I want to see everybody here tomorrow so we can be together tomorrow night. Smurf and Mike T. But yeah, man, major salute to Timestamps with the $2 super chat, man. Yo, that's major love. If anybody else wants to donate to the channel, if you want to see more videos like this, Cash App Mikey T Movie. I really appreciate everybody tuning in. I fully expect somebody to make a video. I fully expect somebody to make a video of me saying, back together, Smurf and Mike T. I fully expect someone to make that video and put it on the gram tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? And Smurf will see that and be like, damn, that white boy really is crazy. So if anybody wants to support the channel, if you want to go just a step further than, you know, hitting the like button or dropping a comment, you guys, hit that Cash App Mikey T the movie star to show some love, you guys. And like I said, follow me on Instagram. Oh, timestamps. Is that why you sent the $2 super chat, man? Is that why you sent the $2 super chat for the East Side West Side joint? Every time I call my connects number for bricks all the time. Yo, Nick. Smurf gonna be like, damn, he's got soul. How did he sing that? Let me see. Let me go find this shit. We said, yeah. Mr. Telephone Man. I'm gonna have to do it on the next live, you guys. I'm spent tonight, you guys. I'm spent, y'all. We had a dope episode tonight, though. So the next episode, I'm going to do the Mr. Telephone Man for you, timestamps. But you got to tune in tomorrow night on live. Everybody tune in tomorrow night on live. Follow me on Instagram, Mikey T _ the movie star. Cash App Mikey T Movie. If you support the channel, if you want to see the channel grow, if you want to see more videos like this, show me that you love the channel, man. Support the channel. Appreciate everybody, man. Iceberg, thanks for holding me down tonight. Thanks for holding me down tonight. Major salute. Husky, we about to get out of here. Unless, Husky, you send that super chat or the Cash App, man. That's what keeps the video going, you guys. If anybody wants the video to continue, hit that Cash App or the super chat. I'm going to give you just a second as I light up. Otherwise, Husky, you can just rewind the video. It's a quick one tonight, 90 minutes. So it'll probably have some rewatch value. But like I said, Cash App Super Chat always makes the video go longer. Just a thought, everyone. Just a thought. Let me turn the AC off. Let me think about what's. Oh, Husky Andy, my man, my dog, sent in $1.99 super chat. Much love to you, brother. Much love to you, my brother. Everybody that sends super chats, I really appreciate it. Super stickers. Anybody that wants to send a more direct donation to the channel, Cash App Mikey T Movie. But Husky is a little bit late, so he hadn't seen or heard what we were talking about. But Lloyd Banks' new album, The Course of the Inevitable, is out right now, and a lot of artists are showing love, and even more are not really posting it. But some people are showing love that actually matter. Travis Scott actually posted up one of Banks's records. There's somebody on the chat was actually telling me that J. Cole endorsed the album as well. Obviously, Tony Yayo, being one of Banks's best friends from the G Unit era, supported the project. But 50 Cent's former goon, his former protege, his former ally, his former, more importantly than ally, his former enemy, Bangum Smurf, has actually posted the course of the Inevitable album on his Instagram. He actually posted on his Instagram and he said, F all that. Love is love. Support my little bro. Hashtag Big Queens. And then he actually added Lloyd Banks. So Bangum Smurf, who a couple days, probably a week ago at this point, actually did an interview with Queen's Flip or a live. Yep, exactly. Exactly. But not only Travis Scott, J. Cole, and Bangum Smurf supporting Lloyd Banks, all of us, all the fans. There's a lot of fans who are pouring out in big numbers to support Lloyd Banks, you guys. And that just shows from the amount of time that he's been in the game, how many fans still remember him. You know what I'm saying? Now, Bangum Smurf had done an interview with Queen's Flip about a week ago where he denounced his old beef with 50 Cent. You know, he said he's not going to focus on having any aggression towards 50 at this point. He's moving on. And he showed that this week. He showed that with the next step, Husky, and everybody watching. Bangum Smurf actually went onto his gram and he squashed all the old tension that he had with Banks. And I got to respect that. You know, when not everybody is posting Banks's album up, Bangum Smurf actually did. And I respect that, man. It shows some growth and it shows some maturity. You know what I mean? He said, F all that. Love is love. He's looked at little Lloyd Banks as a little brother in the past. He looked at him as a little bro in the past. You know what I mean? He's not going to let all the bullshit affect what they had at one point, you know, when he really vouched for Banks. You know, Bangum Smurf has had a lot of great stuff to say about Banks in the past. And Smurf was also hurt. You know what I mean? He actually called Banks when he got out of jail and asked him, what's good? Why didn't anybody reach out to me while I was locked up? Why didn't anybody send any bread? You know what I mean? John Shaft, that was weeks ago, man, that Smurf was pissed at me. Lloyd Banks' first album was 17 years ago. I was 10 and still bought the album. That's some real shit, Peasy. That's like me in 1988. That's like me in 1988 when my brother bought DMX's first albums in 98 and I was 10 years old. I was born in 88. So, you know what I'm saying? So same thing right there, bro. Same thing right there. We were listening to music that is remembered. You know, that album, The Hunger for More, released in 2004. So that was 17 years ago. Yep. That was 17 years ago. You know, that album obviously has stood the test of time. Many singles, major buildup for it, you know, with Smile being a solo record on Beg for Mercy. Thought he was already cool with him. Husky said, wow, I love this. I hope Lloyd Banks gets back and drops more music. Who would have thought people outside of New York show love like this? Salute Mikey T with the news. Well, Leo, I mean, now we're seeing it further. Now we're seeing it go a step further with an actual post, an actual public post, you know, and a reference to their past. You know, when have we ever seen, you know, Smurf write a message about Banks where he was calling him little bro in a positive way? Let me know when we saw that, you guys, because this is a new, grown, mature Smurf, man. I really appreciate everybody tapping in tonight, though, man. Y'all is the dopest fan base. I'm the real. Y'all is really the dopest fan base. Like I said, if you want to see more videos like this, show me that you care. Hit that Cash App. Show me that you support the channel. If not, you know what I mean? Watch my old shit, as they say. That's what they say, right? They say, watch my old shit. But I hope everybody goes and watches my new interview with Hot Boy Turk, where he's speaking on Juvenile actually leaving Cash Money, and Lil Wayne replacing him on Bling Bling on the radio edit. I hope everybody will go check that joint out. It's out right now, you guys. It's out right now. I need everybody to go check that out after this video. Show some love to some of my content. The last interview with Hot Boy Turk did crazy numbers. So watch this Hot Boy Turk interview now. Everybody go check this video out. Y'all can hear me right now, right? Everybody go check this video out. All right, cool. Never mind. We're set. Everybody go watch my interview with Hot Boy Turk. Major salute to Turk. And if anybody actually wants to get Turk's book, The Autothogography of Hot Boy Turk is available directly. It's through purchase from him. So if you want to hit up Turk directly, major salute to you. Timestamps, let's support because you're humble. A lot of these dudes following you after you was running shit in this unit era. Thanks, bro. I appreciate that, man. I do try to be humble, but I'm not afraid to go in on somebody that tries to push my buttons. I really appreciate you saying that, though. Everybody hit up Turk directly. Hit up Hot Boy Turk directly, you guys, on Instagram, and hit him up about getting a book. Y'all can get Turk's book directly from him, you guys. All right, y'all. We're gonna call it a show. We went one. All right, so we're gonna call it a show in 2 minutes, you guys. We're gonna make this show an hour and 45 minutes. So hit up Hot Boy Turk directly for his book. You guys can hit him right on the DM. He's gonna hit you guys back. He'll send you a copy of the book. And I want you to go check out my new interview with Turk, where he speaks on Juvenile leaving Cash Money. I want you guys to go check out the joint where Turk talks about Juvenile leaving Cash Money. Yep, go check that shit out, guys. That's my new interview right there. Spoke to Dark Low today. We're planning an interview. He's got something very special planned for the fans that he wants y'all to see. So I'm really hype. I'm really hype about that, you guys. That's something I'm really interested in doing in the next few days. Linking back up with Dark Low, but also I'm very hype on releasing the rest of the Hot Boy Turk interview. We got a lot more to get into, man. Oh, Husky, yeah, I got to check that out, man. So that's the show that 50's actually going to star in himself. The show called Kanan. It's going to actually be about his. Oh, isn't it a younger version of Kanan though, man? I really wish they would have done Kanan in 50's age. More of a showcase around that. But maybe they'll get into it by the end of the season or into the second season. Who knows? I think that's going to be powerful, though. I think 50 doing Kanan is going to be powerful, though. Everybody hit up Hot Boy Turk. Hit him right directly. Let him know Mikey T sent you guys. You know what I'm saying? Let Hot Boy Turk know that Mikey T sent you, and go get a book from my big bro Turk. Read that book about the Hot Boys, man, and his take on it all. I think you all will really be loving the story. So everybody in here, go hit Turk up, shoot him a follow. I'm sure he'll follow you guys back and get with y'all immediately. Thank you, everybody, for watching tonight's video, and we will see you all tomorrow night. That's right. We will see you guys tomorrow night. And I'll tell you this. If anybody wants to send in any suggestions for topics, if anybody wants to send in suggestion for topics, do it over Cash App. Cash App Mikey T Movie. Cash App Mikey T Movie. Cash App Mikey T Movie. And send your topic suggestion. Write it as a message what topic you want me to address tomorrow night. Anybody in here that wants to send a donation or anybody in here that wants to suggest a topic, send a Cash App and send the topic with it. I'm going to be taking all topics tomorrow night that you guys want me to address. Plus, we'll have our main topics as well. Yo, Iceberg, did that piss you off that the curtain was back? Are you saying? What were you saying? Yep, we're about to anybody that wants to suggest a topic for the show, hit the Cash App and in the little message, write the topic, you guys. Or just hit me if it's a longer topic, hit me on the gram like, yo, Mikey T, I just sent the Cash App, but this is the topic I wanted you to address on the show. Definitely appreciate everybody tapping in. Appreciate everybody tapping in with me tonight, man. It was definitely a lit show. Major love, no matter what he has to say. Major love to Bang'em Smurf. Major love to Bang'em Smurf. You know what I mean? I appreciate him for what he's done for me over the years. And it's dope to see him in a positive state of mind. So it's whatever to me, man. You could say my name all you want on the internet, man. Spread the viral nature of my name, man. Make my name go viral. Put Mikey T, the movie star. Get me platform. Get me plastered on every major platform. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. But I appreciate all of you guys tuning in even more than that. Anybody want to show love to the channel, hit that Cash App. Thank you all.